Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to episode 12 of Final Fantasy Freddy's, today on Monday. Now I'm afraid I forgot on Friday. Now let me just, I forgot, I'll explain. The reason there wasn't an episode last week was, honest to God, I thought I'd uploaded it. Right? I was looking through my video logs this morning on the computer, and I saw it come up and I went, whoa, I haven't seen this one before. And I looked at my channel and it wasn't there. And I honest to God left that on uploading. I don't know what happened, it probably got cancelled before I turned it off, or it wasn't finished by the time I turned it off. But, so that'll be uploaded today as well, on the 8th of March 2013. Now, how have you all been? Have you had a happy Easter? That is very good. If you haven't, then, oh well. I'm sorry to hear that. So today, got quite a bit of absolutely useless news to cover. Some of which annoyed me to the extent, that I just wanted to throw all my Final Fantasy games in a bin. I'm fed up with all this crap about it. So, anyway, first things first, I'll start with little news. So there's a petition going about called Get Video Games in the Classic FM Hall of Fame. Now, you can probably guess what they want to do. They want to get video game music into the Classic FM Hall of Fame. Now, this petition's been going for a while, but it's just recently started to show more light, and they got in. They got video game music up in. They got the Skyrim theme in. I cannot remember where that is. Is it first? No, it can't be first. I don't know. Definitely got Dovahkiin in. But the one we're going to talk about today is Aerith's theme, which managed to make it into the Classic FM Hall of Fame at a startling number 3. Now, this is the furthest any video game music's ever gone, and I'm glad it was a Final Fantasy one, because the music in Final Fantasy games, you just got to admit, is fantastic. You can't beat it. Well, you probably can, but you can't. Yeah, I was glad to hear that, and I've been listening to Classic FM for the past couple of days, just trying to hear it, but it never comes on, so I don't know when they do the Hall of Fame. I don't know if they play it all the time. Don't judge me, for God's sake. So yeah, next piece of news isn't exactly Final Fantasy related, but it's Square Enix related. The video game Bravely Default Flying Fairy, I believe that's what it's called, is scheduled for a Western release. Well, it's most likely, quote unquote, to get a Western release with all the success 3DS has been having over the past couple of, well, weeks or whatever. I just spat on the screen. Again, I did it. Okay, yeah, but the success that 3DS has been having, and Theatrhythm or Theatrhythm or whatever you want to pronounce it, like Theatrhythm, I believe is how you pronounce it. Don't judge me. Theatrhythm. Okay. Theatrhythm did really well. It's quoted as one of the best 3DS games of all time. So that must know that. I'm not particularly enamored by it, but if I get a 3DS, I'll probably pick that up too. I'm saving up for the Pikachu one. Yes, we can do this. Everybody thought that All the Bravest was going to be a Bravely Default follow-up, but let's not talk about All the Bravest ever again. So, more releases. Final Fantasy V has been released on operating systems. Woo! My voice went all croaky there, but woo! Give it a clap. There we go. I can't speak today. Yeah, so Final Fantasy V has been released on iPad and iPod. It won't be that much, I presume. I didn't even bother to look up. I don't own any Apple devices. This is a non-Apple house. So yeah, Final Fantasy V, not one of my personal favourites. I believe that's Final Fantasy II in other countries. I don't know. It's Final Fantasy something. Our Final Fantasy V is like the Final Fantasy 2 or 3 or whatever. Final Fantasy VI is Final Fantasy 3, so Final Fantasy V is 4. I don't know, but if it was 4, I think 4 is already out, but they've been teasing this for a while that something new is coming, and you know what's again, it's just like, they'll build up this huge, like, fan base and everything, they'll have this teasers everywhere, big releases coming, and then you find out it's going to be an iOS game, and you are fucking fuming that it's going to be an iOS game. You just, we want Final Fantasy 15. And now, this next piece of news. Oh boy! Where have I seen this piece of news? Yes, Final Fantasy Versus has been rumoured to be renamed to Final Fantasy 15 again. Now, this is because of multiple reasons, and this also ties in with the next piece of news that I'm going to cover. Square Enix have been rumoured to have been facing some financial troubles because they've axed the president. The president left, and a new one came, and he's getting a 40% pay cut from what the old president got. So they can't even pay. The president doesn't even get paid as much as the old one did. And there was, I believe I wasn't going to cover it in last week's news. Well, it's supposed to be last week's news. About this piece of news, but on a fashion website, it said that someone had started working on costumes for Final Fantasy 15. This was in 2008, so everybody went, oh, this must be Versus and all that. So the news got out, the rumours spread, and within 12 hours of the news getting about, it automatically changed to, I have started working on costumes for Final Fantasy Versus 13. So they've kind of covered that up. But due to these financial troubles, people are thinking that they need another big release. Now, Final Fantasy Versus is a big release. It's one of the most anticipated games for the past 6 years. But Final Fantasy 15 would be a much bigger release. And no matter what, if Versus flops, they're still going to get a lot of money from it. Because, well, look how many people want it. Everyone's going to buy that game. Just everyone. And they've also, a while back, they were talking about, this is from a source, an anonymous source. No, their name's none other than Talos. Sorry, and you should go check them out and do good videos, and they deserve, you know, better things. So yeah, Final Fantasy Versus renamed 15. It's not something that I look too kindly on, and my total perspective of Final Fantasy Versus has changed dramatically. Right now, I have just lost all interest in the game. I haven't been thinking about it. I don't want to think about it. It's just hurting my head, to be quite honest with you. Number one, I can't be bothered. Okay, that's the number one reason why my anticipation for this game has went way down. I just cannot be bothered with all this stuff about it. Right. The other thing that ties in with it being renamed is that Versus was going to be a PS3 exclusive, but 15 is going to be a PS4 exclusive. If they do this, there is going to be a mass amount of rage from fans, because I know for a fact that not that many people are buying the PS4. Well, you know, people are still hanging on for a bit. I'm hanging on for a bit. I'll probably get it in a couple of years' time. I don't think I want to get it boom when it's first out. It's coming out in a couple of months. It's hard to believe that this is the 7th generation. I've lived through it. I've lived through the whole bloody thing. So yeah, it is. If it is renamed Final Fantasy 15, which it probably is by now, okay, we're going to have to admit that. It's probably changed already because of the financial troubles, and it's been too long, okay? It's been too long to carry on 13, and I think they started to realise, hang on, what's the point in calling this a 13 game if it's nothing to do with them? So it also means possibly it's going to be taken out of the Fabula Nova Crystallis series, or it's going to be the second biggest big title to be in the series. As you know, there are 5 games in the Nova Crystallis series. 3 of them are Lightning games. One of them is supposed to be Versus, one of them is Type 0. Or Agito, what it was meant to be called. But as we know, Lightning Returns isn't going to be the last of the Final Fantasy 13 series. We're going to have another game. Now, this is what I think Square Enix are going to do at E3. What I think, it's not going to do with Lightning. If it is, I'm going to be angry. Okay, I love Lightning to bits, but she's a bit of a bitch, and I'm getting annoyed with her now. At E3, I think they're going to show another 13 game, because I think they're going to milk this as far as possible. They've already got 5 games, 2 of which are not even connected with the other 3, 1 of which we haven't heard for 6 years, 1 of which the western side of the planet hasn't seen the light of day, and 1 of which you haven't stopped posting news about ever since its release. We know everything about the game, so everything's ruined. I know what's happening in Lightning Returns, they've ruined it. Not the ending, but I'm just so not looking forward to that game. Snow better not be in it. I don't even read up about Lightning Returns anymore. I've had enough. I know everything that I need to know. But I'll do it for you fans, don't worry, I'll look it up for you lot. So yeah, now I'm going to rant on even more. Final Fantasy E3 is what I've just been sort of touching on, and it is a touchy subject, you know. You don't really know what Square Enix is going to do, and at the PS4 conference they completely trolled everyone. They went, no Final Fantasy release, you'll have to wait till June, whatever it is. It was very racist, I not do again. Okay, I've lost care for all these big releases that Thingy's going to put out. When I first heard there was going to be another Final Fantasy 13, I was so excited it was going to be 13.3. But no, it's not. It's a spin-off. They're doing a spin-off of 13 and 13.2, which were great games, honestly. 13.2 more so than 13, but they're still really great games. And I want more from the thing. Like, in Final Fantasy 13.2, I think they could have done more DLC. Now, I don't think I've heard anyone ever wish for more DLC, but they could have. Either that, or they could do another game. Because I just know there's enough cut content from the game to essentially make another game. Because there was a lot of cut content for that game. Because I think Fang and Vanille, this isn't a rumour or anything, this is just what I think. I think Fang and Vanille are supposed to get a bigger story arc, because them appearing at the end, in Bodom, New Bodom, when it was all destroyed. Well, it wasn't destroyed, it was a Paradox version of Bodom. They sort of appeared out of the blue, and I think that would have had an explanation more about it. The only real thing we get to learn more about them is in Erba, and it's not even that much. It's just the ending we get is Vanille's truth, and it sucks. It makes no sense. I know paradoxes aren't meant to make sense, but the endings should at least make an inkling of sense, because none of them do, apart from Fate and Freedom. It's the only one that makes any sense. But it is just the fact that all these 13 games are getting too hooked up on them, and I think they need to move on now, to be quite honest. Give us a Fang and Vanille spin-off or something, or go work on Final Fantasy 15. You've been working on shitty games like All the Bravest. You've been teasing shitty games like Lightning Returns. You've not been teasing possibly shitty games like Final Fantasy 15. So what are they going to release at E3? Final Fantasy 16? I don't know. What I can say is I think the franchise is on the way out. I'm sorry to say this, but I think we will see the back of Final Fantasy quite soon. Because it's like Tomb Raider. Okay, no, everyone's, not the new Tomb Raider, because that's brilliant, but everyone's not afraid to admit this. Not afraid. They are afraid to admit this. But the Tomb Raider games were crap. Okay, the first one was good, maybe the second one, but the rest sort of fell downhill. Maybe the fourth one, that was alright, but the rest, they were shit. Let's not even talk about Underworld. What the hell was the plot in that? Was there a plot? I don't even know. And the new Tomb Raider has sort of got Square Enix back on their feet, because after Sleeping Dogs, they just went downhill, because despite all the reception Sleeping Dogs got, I got a 9 out of 10 from Sony in the review, but it still did crap. They lost so much money from Sleeping Dogs, and I don't know why. It's a good game, but the way it works is a bit, odd. I think it was too ambitious. I think that was a problem. But so Square Enix's latest release, which they didn't make, was Tomb Raider, as I was just talking about, which is the best Tomb Raider game, ironically. I've never seen a remaster being a good game, and you noticed how much remasters are going on now. Thief as well. That's Square Enix as well. I expect we'll see a Final Fantasy VII one later on, because they said that if they do get to the point they're in so much financial trouble, they will release Final Fantasy VII, and they were not releasing it until they have quote-unquote perfected the series, which I presume means release a good game, which they really haven't. But they're focusing too much on other projects that aren't going anywhere. Now, Thief, it was originally supposed to be called Thief 4, but now it's just a remaster of the first game. Not a remake, not a remaster, sorry, it's a remake. That's what we don't want. Final Fantasy VII remaster, we want Final Fantasy VII remake. And we're doing Final Fantasy X 10.2 HD. Everyone expects to see Final Fantasy VII HD, like, at least within 10 years. But it's not. I talked about this subject of Final Fantasy VII HD in another episode, and it is rumoured to be, I think there's an episode 11, I didn't get that posted up. But it's rumoured to be getting released in 2017. Now, fuck knows what console that'll be on. 2017, when's that? That's not that long. 13, 14, 13, 13, 15. About 4 years. So that'll probably be about halfway through the 8th generation. And people are going to be sick of the generation by then. In fact, well, probably in 5 years' time, people are actually going to start getting into it. And then they've got another year left until it's finished. So it's all about timing, I think, Square Enix. They're trying to wait for a good time to release Final Fantasy VII, and there just isn't one. Well, there is, if you would notice all the fans that are around you. The second that game was released, people wanted a HD remake. Maybe not the second, but it still did. And the closest time we got to Final Fantasy VII HD is Final Fantasy VII 2012, which was Final Fantasy VII, just released in 2012, with terrible achievements. And it's supposed to be on Steam. I did that in episode 11. It's supposed to be on Steam, so is Final Fantasy VIII. So yeah, I don't understand, Square Enix. What are you playing at, man? Last little thing I want to talk about is this new Final Fantasy network that I was talking about a couple of weeks ago. It's finally started to take off. Final Fantasy 33 put up a video talking about Final Fantasy Lives. Now, Final Fantasy Lives is sort of the conjoined effort of the community, the very small community, because you could probably fit us all in a living room, in my living room. Yeah, you probably could. You probably could fit all the Final Fantasy people on YouTube, like proper dedicated. Now you're gonna start commenting, oh no, there's millions of people who post Final Fantasy stuff. I'm talking about proper dedicated Final Fantasy people that do nothing but Final Fantasy on their channel. I haven't really seen that many. I've seen Final and myself, apart from that Zombie Panic Source video, which I will bring down immediately after saying this, contradicted myself. But it's just the fact that there isn't enough. There isn't enough people. And I kind of feel there needs to be, like, we need more respect, more, yeah, but you should definitely, what am I talking about? Final Fantasy Lives. Okay, I'm drifting off there. Yeah, so this is a new community channel, and I'll put a link in the description to that channel. Which I really want you to go check out. Probably going to be lots of good content up there. I'll try and get Fridays posted up there, but I don't have Skype. I have no intention of getting Skype, so the only way I'd probably get them uploaded is if I would be trusted enough to have the password and email. But I don't think anyone should trust me with the password and email, to be quite honest. I can't even trust myself with my own password and email. Never mind this network that we're planning to do, well, Final's planning to do. But yeah, I'm really excited for what the future holds for this Final Fantasy Lives. I'll definitely get Friday's post up there. If I can. I don't know how we'll get it up there, but somehow, somewhere, and somewhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and this has been a dual pack. You've got episode 11 and 12. Like I said, I did honestly finish episode 11 last time, and I thought I uploaded it, but it didn't upload. So yeah, you'll have that and this up to date, and don't forget to come back possibly on Friday. I don't know if this counts as this week. No, in fact, there'll probably be more news, but possibly Friday or the next Friday for your next Final Fantasy Friday. So from myself, I will see you all in the next video.